We wanted to create a fun, non-judgmental space where women can talk about their shared experiences.
Here, we will normalize the challenges we face as females living in a society that dictates unrealistic and outdated expectations on what a woman should be.
Together, we hope to cultivate a supportive community of women who empower one another to courageously live unapologetically.
A quick disclaimer before we get started. Although Cindy and Danielle are licensed therapists, this podcast is not to be interpreted as therapy or a replacement of therapeutic services. It is strictly a conversation between two women about their experiences in the world today. If you liked today's episode, please make sure to like and subscribe below. Also, follow us on all social media platforms at Unapologetically Females. With that being said, we hope you enjoyed this next episode.
Welcome back for another episode. We are wrapping up our episodes for the year, which is wild that we've already come to the end of the year. So yeah, I think we're going to spend some time just talking about setting goals. Like what do we want to manifest and set our intentions for going into the new year? Is there anything that you do like as a tradition going into the new year? Are you a New Year's resolution kind of person?
I'm really not. Not because I don't think that it's a great idea. I do. I think because anytime that I've done it when I was younger, I didn't follow through. So I was basically setting myself up for disappointment, I guess. But
right.
Yeah. But
right.
I definitely, when I think about 2026, I definitely have things that I want to accomplish and places that I want to see and things like that. One of my 2025 goals was to go to Banff, Canada, and I did that this year. So
yeah.
So that, yeah. So, I kind of think about things like that, but I don't do like official New Year's resolutions.
Maybe we should reflect, because now that you said, 2025 and Banff and that goal, like, how has this year been for you? What has 2025 been like for you?
I think we all had a lot of hope for 2025 and right. And I heard a lot of people say, 2025 is going to be so much better than 2024. And yet I hear a lot of people say, no, this was a rough year. For me, it was not on. Well, that's not true. I mean, I guess I did have a pretty hard July, with the flood of the house and concussion and all that stuff. But overall, 2025 has been pretty standard. And, I'm hoping 2026 is more exciting, I guess you could say. But, or more productive.
Yeah. 2025, I would say, has tested me. It's been a hard year. Just a lot of change, a lot of stress, a lot of stress. I think, dealing with health stuff, there's been, that's been alone stressful enough. And so, this year
you're ready to say goodbye.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared for all the things that were going to be thrown our way this year.
Right. Well, I'm going to make that one of your New Year's resolutions is more self-care.
Yes, I know that is something I need to do. I feel like that's every year, but after the year we've had, it's like focusing on, really taking care of myself. And, we're coming up on, I don't know, in a week or so, where my husband and I are going to go away. I actually have a conference, and he's going to come with me for like the first couple days before we're going to go before the conference starts. And so it'll be like the first time that we have gone somewhere and traveled without the kids.
The first time for the two of you?
I'm trying to remember. Okay. We were both gone because Hendrix was still like, I don't know, only a few months old for his dad's funeral. I was gone for like 24 hours.
Yeah,
he was there a little bit longer.
I mean, not to devalue the funeral, just saying that's not a vacation. Yeah.
Right. So there was that time. That's the only time I think I've left, like that we've both left Hendrix. And then with our daughter, I believe if I'm remembering correctly, when she was 8 months old, him and I went to California for a wedding for 2 nights.
All right. So
yeah, so we're, it doesn't happen often.
yeah.
So we're gonna do that's coming up. So that'll be kind of a nice way to round off the year after the year we've had.
For sure.
But yeah, 2025's been tough. It's been, I think, I'm overall typically I would say like a strong person. I think I have a lot of grit, and so I just like power through. And I think that because there were so many different things this year and a lot of things happening at the same time, that I actually had to like reach out for support, because normally I'm like, I will just power through and do things on my own and I'll be okay and like get through to the other side. But I think this was like it brought me to that point where,
and
I was texting you from my closet crying.
Yes. And hopefully you learned that it's okay to do that, right? Like we need to do it more often.
Yeah.
We don't have to power through on our own.
Yeah. For sure.
So you mentioned manifesting, and we all know that I'm a little bit of a woo-woo, but numerically 2025 adds up to a 9, 2, 2, and 5. So the number 9. And so those who follow astrology and numerology and all those things.
Numerology.
Yeah. Had said that 2025 is going to be a year of challenge and things coming to a close, and that 2026 is the number, and it's an opportunity for new beginnings.
And I can't wait for that.
Same, right? Yeah. So I'm hopeful on a lot of levels that 2026 is going to be great. So
yeah. And a lot of people that I talked to this year too, same thing, where they're like, it's just been a really hard year. So I feel like a lot of people have had that experience where it's just like, whether it's endings or just challenges, hard things that have happened, I feel like a lot of people have been in that same boat. So hopefully, if that rings true to you, there's some hope on the horizon going into this new year, and having new beginnings and setting intentions for what those will look like. So is there anything, so you said you're not a resolution person. I'm not either. I've never been a resolution person. I also have never, I would say this is the first time that I have connected, like I've associated time or a month or a year or whatever with like a bad time. Like I've never been the person that would say like, oh, I just need this month to end, so next month would be better. Okay. Or like, I'll have a better, like I've never focused on, or like, kind of had that thought process. And what's crazy is when, things were really tough, I remember saying, I just need September to start, so like this can be behind me. Like all of a sudden I became someone saying
I think we do that as human beings, because if we set like a period of time, then we know subconsciously that there is an ending to this hard time, to the challenging time. Yeah. So I think that's probably a decent coping skill, really.
Sure. Yeah. But I like to think about, I'm like, well, today was a hard day. Tomorrow won't necessarily be a hard day. Like that's how I've tried to look at it. But when you continue to have a string of
hard days,
then you
apparently you jump to the months. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Like, I just need this month to be over.
Yeah.
So anyways, I don't know. But yeah, I've never been a resolution person. I've never been like a really like, this year is going to be so much better, so different. I've always just been, again, like today, tomorrow will be better, or, tried to focus on more of the present moment. But I think this year I do want to be a little bit more intentional about setting goals going into 26. I mean, I've done vision boards over the years, but I do think they're really powerful. So like, I think that's something I definitely want to do going into next year. We should.
Yeah. In fact, I think we should challenge our listeners to do that. Find somebody to make a vision board with. Go to coffee or go to each other's, a glass of wine, and make a vision board for 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of things, like, do you ever do your vision board and you're hesitant to put anything on it because it's too big, it's too,
I
you know?
used to feel like self-conscious about putting too big of things on there. And then, I started taking all those manifesting classes and some of the coaching there. And they're like, why do you feel
Right.
like it's too much? Like, if you don't ask for it, and why should you feel ashamed of wanting nice things or wanting something and so now, no, I have a Lamborghini on my vision board. I'm not ashamed.
I love it. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like material things even,
Not at all. Yeah.
So I think even for me, a lot of it is around finding time for myself, self-care.
Yes, and I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. You need to definitely make that a goal.
Yeah, even more of like an exercise routine and like fitness routine, being more consistent with that. I really want to focus on. I keep saying I'm gonna do Pilates. I'm gonna find somewhere where I want to do Pilates and be consistent, and that hasn't happened yet. So that's something that I definitely
and even just focusing on our
do.
relationships, right? Like, I think it's great, maybe I'd like to spend more time with my kids in 2026 and, make some quality memories with them. And I'd love to find a new relationship in 2026, romantic relationship, and, things like that. Like, you're right. It doesn't all have to be materialistic. It can be job related. I'm starting a new company. I'd like to see that take off. So yeah, I think there's a lot of different ways that you can go with that.
Yeah, I love the challenge that you put out there to the listeners of like connecting with someone to do a vision board, and don't be afraid as you do those to lean into all the things that you don't, that you're maybe afraid to dream for yourself, about or don't want to share. Put it out there, because that is, part of the whole manifesting science is putting it out into the world, putting it out there and saying it, speaking it into existence. And so, yeah, as you're cutting out pictures or words from magazines and things, it's like, go big,
Right.
go big.
Totally.
I think it's a good reminder for me too. Like, because I think I can easily go to, I know I can achieve this, so I'm gonna like limit myself to that,
Right.
versus
thinking the box and bigger. Yeah. And then also they say with your vision board, you should put it somewhere that you pass by it often, right? So in your house, whether it's in your office, because we're often in our offices a lot, or in your bedroom where you pass by it, so that you're continuously seeing it, whether consciously or subconsciously.
Right. What lessons did 2025 teach you?
And that's so funny. I was going to ask you the same thing. Let's see. 2025 taught me that I am okay on my own. I'm content with being me, and that, I enjoy company of other people. I'm also okay within my own company. And that was really gratifying, I think. It's something that, clinically I try to teach a lot, is like self-love or even self-like. And for whatever reason, 2025 gave me opportunities to sit in my own mind and body and just figure out what I like and what makes me tick. A lot of books,
You did read a lot this year.
Yeah.
I feel like you read a lot this year, yeah.
And also attended some really cool seminars and opportunities that way, and kind of expanded my belief systems. And so, yeah, if I have to, I was taught like you have to have a man in your life in order to be happy or successful. And
right. So really, your worth was wrapped up in that too, I feel like, to some degree.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, self-worth. It's definitely a good 2025 lesson. So going into 2026, I want to take that knowledge and that ability to do the things that felt too big to do previously. And
I love that. You really did. I mean, this year, between all the seminars you went to and the books and just that focus on your own independence, like I have loved watching that and hearing about it and seeing that. And I loved that you went, for your birthday on your own on a solo trip. Like, I just feel like that was kind of the
icing on the cake,
cherry on top of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it really showed like how the evolution, like your evolution over the last few years. I feel like really like that was that, like the pinnacle,
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. It was powerful. And I would recommend it to anyone listening. It's insightful.
Definitely. Yeah.
So how about you?
This year, yeah. I feel like there's a few things I've learned this year. I would say, it's again, like revalidated for me. I can do hard things,
Yeah, Doyle too.
that,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and that I will get to the other side and things are okay, like we'll be okay, and I also, learned to lean on people a little bit more and reach out when I needed to. And yeah, I think just reminding myself that you don't have to do everything alone.
Yes.
I'm a very independent person.
Yes. Yeah, we both are. Yeah, but you more so than me. Yeah.
No, I think even in different ways too. But but I do think, yeah, you're very similar in that, like you don't want to ever ask anyone for help, or
No.
because then it feels like, oh, I'm a burden, or like. And I think for me, I always go to, I know that everybody's going through something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that everybody
has their own shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm not, like, I don't need to dump mine onto you, that kind of thing. And so that's where my head goes first, when it instead of being like, I know that they would want me to reach out,
Right.
So
yeah.
So I think it's that, like leaning in, like letting people in,
Yeah, and when you ask someone else for help, it's a compliment to them too, It fills their cup to be able to help you, and then an honor that you asked them, So, yeah. I think one thing maybe that we both learned in 2025 was to appreciate our healthy bodies and our health, right? Like,
yeah.
I have to remind myself that a lot, like how lucky I am to be able to, I don't jump out of bed anymore, but how lucky I am to be able to put 2 feet on the floor in the morning and not have my health. And so, yeah, I really want to find more gratitude for that in 2026 and just take advantage of my healthy body and use it to travel and to go on walks and all of that. So,
yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, is I think that piece of it, of honoring what, like remembering, I think we take it for granted, like, so honoring where we're at, honoring that we have these abilities and not taking it for granted, because you never know, like
right?
You really truly don't.
Truly don't. Yeah. Not to be Debbie Downer, but yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what is the biggest goal that you have going into next year besides the Lamborghini?
I mean, don't you think you and I would look great in a Lamborghini? I think we would.
Duh.
Yeah, duh. That's going to be our company car. No, just building a new company.
Our company car.
Yeah. Just building my new company and letting that, kind of take off, and on the marketing of that and all that. I'd love for, by the end of 2026, to have that be fully sustainable and up and running. And this podcast too, right? I'd like to take this further as well. And we talk about that,
Yes.
So
Yes,
and
I totally agree.
Building this brand. San Diego is your happy place for sure.
Yeah.
It's good to have a happy
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I would be remiss not to say that I am incredibly grateful for you as well. And for the time that we get to spend together and the conversations that we have, and really nothing like friendships with other women, and like empowering each other and lifting each other up and supporting each other. And so you are definitely a gift sent to me for sure. So appreciate you.
Likewise. Mwah. Love you. Thank you, everybody, for listening this year, for all your support. Be on the lookout for continued engagement opportunities on our social. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the things that, support the podcast. We appreciate it so much. Set your intentions for 2026, manifest the crap out of it, dream big, put it out there. Don't be afraid, lean into it. Until next year.
Wow. Till next year.
I know. Until next year, Merry Christmas, happy everything, and Happy New Year, all the things.
Yes.
So we'll see you in 2026.
See you in 2026.
As always. Yeah, as always, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Cindy. Thanks for listening.